Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to R&D Pendragon. I'm JP McDaniel, joined by the rest of the cast. Sorry for being a little bit late. We're still going to go the full 4 hours, so do not worry. We're not cutting it short by any reason. What's going on, guys? Steven, what's up with you first off?
Not much. I'm all prepped for PAX East next week. It's going to be exciting, JP. I'm happy that
Why
it's
are you
going to
talking
happen
like a robot?
because I have been replaced
Are you saying this is recorded?
by a robot.
Oh.
Um, and other than that, I haven't been up to anything of note, really.
Still cold up there in Montreal?
Oh my God, it was snowing today. I was out walking to get my haircut, as you can see. It's much more properly
You didn't get
coiffed
that
today.
haircut. You just woke up again today.
Lol. And there were flakes of snow falling through the air. It was awful.
I wonder, is it supposed to snow in Boston next week?
I hope not.
Oh God, I hope not.
Every
I
time
hope
I've gone
so.
up there,
I
it
love
snowed.
snow.
Everybody in Canada, everybody from Canada is going to punch anybody else if it
I haven't seen
snows.
snow in years. I'd love some snow in Boston.
As long
I
as you don't
hate
have
you
to
all.
drive.
Really?
Yeah. It's true.
We just had snow.
Yeah.
Fuck snow.
You know, what you
I
have,
like visiting
It was
snow.
gone in like 3 days or in like 3 hours, so it didn't matter. But
well, then why fuck snow, man? You don't even have to deal with it.
it was just annoying.
I
It,
guess
it
that's
still
fine.
makes things cold, JP.
You don't go outside, Wheat. What do you?
It makes your inside cold from it being outside,
You're
dude.
surrounded by computers all day.
Even
That's the
though
perfect
I'm a
dream.
mole, it doesn't mean the outside doesn't affect my temperature on the inside, man.
It's too much of it. It's been too long. It needs to stop.
It's true.
The snow must be stopped.
It must be
The
stopped.
snow must be stopped.
But you know what? When we did have snow on the ground, you know what? I looked over at Jen. I'm like, winter is coming. Sunday, because Game of Thrones is back. Yeah.
I didn't know that till yesterday, and now I've totally forgot again till now, and I'm even more hyped, Wheat. So
Yes.
I've got this process now where I get hyped for like 5 minutes, and then I make myself forget.
And then I'm excited again. It's the goldfish method.
Yeah, it's awesome. Because like I get hyped, I still get the feeling of hypeness, but then I forget it, and then I re-hype again the next day, and it's still there. I'm always hyped, is what I'm saying.
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Well, that's what's going on with Steven. Not too much apparently. Wheat. All I watched for the 40 minutes that we were sitting here is this.
And we all know what he's doing.
I was playing FTL for iPad. It's so good. And we were talking about it before. I was telling Neal. He was like, "Yeah, I can't play it anymore." I'm like, "Dude, me neither." But then they added because that game came out for iPad. It's $9. I'm like, I paid my dues, man. I put in hours. I'm like, but the iPad, that's too good.
Yeah,
And
iPad
it's
is
too good. It's just like Hearthstone. It's just like it just belongs there on a tablet. FTL, exact same thing. They added a bunch of stuff. It's amazing. Love it. That was me for 40 minutes, and that's been me for about 5 hours today. So,
Is that all you've been playing today?
no, I played some WildStar and some StarCraft today. I like WildStar.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Did you
played.
get past level 2?
I got to this big ass city.
So that's like level 2.
Big, yeah. Yeah, big. There's a lot of stuff to do in that game. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
Cool. Well,
Thanks
we'll
for
find
having
out.
me.
Yeah, find out more about that next week on 8-Bits.
Yeah.
Neal, what's going on with you? Is your voice? Are you good?
Yes, I am slowly recovering. I keep getting better and better and better, and then I'll just like crash and
You
die
know why?
again.
It's because you stay up for 24 hours after being sick,
Seriously.
man.
I haven't.
I was just
I
gonna
haven't
say
done that shit in forever. I've just.
Man, once is too much, dude.
I'm good today though. I'm good today.
Yeah.
I had a splitting headache earlier, but I had a smoothie and now it's gone. So I'm ready to get myself killed and make a new character.
What'd you put in this smoothie?
It was a blueberry mango smoothie that I got from the corner store. It was really good.
Not bad.
I would
Blueberry
try
mango.
I prefer the blueberry pineapple, but they ran out of pineapple.
Have you ever had a, I think it's the Orange Dream Machine from
Ooh.
Fuck, what is the name? What's like the big smoothie
Is that like the
place?
orange creamsicles ice cream?
That's exactly what it tastes like.
If
yeah.
you had one of those in a smoothie, I would eat nothing else for the
That
rest
dude,
of my
you
life.
can go to. I think it's Java Juice. Is that the name?
Java
of it?
juice.
Is that
All right.
is that a smoothie place?
They
See
make
you guys
one like
later.
that?
I'm gonna go
Java
get some one of
juice.
these.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
Java
real,
Juice. If
grab
you get
me
the
one.
orange
Jamba
Dream
Juice.
Machine or the orange
Jamba. Yeah.
Jamba,
Jamba.
that's what it is.
Jamba
It's not
Juice.
coffee juice. That's the dumbest thing ever.
Oh shit.
Jamba juice.
Yeah, you can get
All
it.
right,
Actually, I believe there's one in like every major airport. Neil, probably SF. Actually, probably not. SF has like all these trendy, overpriced restaurants in their airport. Just saying.
I don't know what you're trying to say by that.
I don't know. You should go do yoga though in the airport as well, Neil, because they do have a yoga place.
I know they have a yoga place.
Have you ever been in there?
ridiculous.
So
No. Do I
important.
look like the type of person that does yoga?
Yes.
I'm not. I am the least. I'm the most inflexible person you will ever meet.
But you do like lots of dancing and stuff.
Oh yeah, I do dancing, martial arts,
You have to be flexible
partner
for those
gymnastics.
things.
No,
I actually-
I'm not inflexible.
I actually understood that. Neil, there was nothing more reassuring about how much I knew I hated being a smoker when I went into one of the little smoking squares inside an airport. I was like, I really need to rethink my life.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to end up like one of these
They rope you
people
guys
over
in
here,
there
and
now,
they're-
man.
Oh man.
I'm
and
pretty
they're-
sure they like
I-
pay someone that's in there on like a motorized chair that like has one of those breathing apparatuses. And
I'll
it's
just
like
be there all the time.
every time Darth Vader fucking sitting in the wheelchair, and you're like, I don't want to do this shit anymore. Man.
Oh man! And every time I pass one now, I'm like, thank God, no longer.
Yeah, they herd all the smokers into these little pits now. Neil, this is your challenge next week for PAX since we're not gonna be in a show. I need you to go into the yoga place at the SF airport and report to me what the fuck goes on in there.
They do yoga.
No, dude, I need like details. Like the door, it's just you like walk past TSA and there's just a normal door that you can't see through. There's like no windows and it just says yoga. And that's all it says.
Do you have any idea which terminal it's in?
I think isn't there only one terminal at SFO?
There are 3 terminals plus an international terminal.
I don't know, probably the main one. I don't know what I flew out of.
All right.
Just go into all of them, Neil. Figure it out. You got to report.
I'll get there an hour early, just explore the entire.
Just tell TSA that even if it
Takes a
just lets
pics.
you through, you got to go check out the yoga place.
Yeah,
You can do it.
I'll do that for you.
We have faith.
We'll check in with you in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Other than that, I'm excited for PAX.
Cool. Well, last but not least, Maggie, what's going on with you? You've had an adventurous day, I think.
I have been building my room, as you can see the green screen. And thank you, by the way, JP. I saw what you did back there. I saw.
It's just a black wall. You painted your walls black. It's really weird.
Yeah. I really thought, too much light in my life. No. So I have like this awesome new desk, all these things. Oh, it's so fantastic. A new chair. I'm loving it. My life is fantastic right now. But beyond that, I have been doing a lot of work, playing them games, doing the normal, eating things. Because we like to talk about what we're eating. I'm so excited. I am going to PAX. I keep doing this like, I'm not. But I am this time. And I'll be doing some stuff with JP as well as doing some stuff for Planet Sad 2. Turns out I am actually going to be doing some things. Not the tournament, but that's still going to be at Prime.
Cool.
But it'll be fun.
What type of desk did you buy? Was that an IKEA Galant?
Yeah, it is. How did you know?
Because I have the same desk.
It's huge. It's like the most massive
What
desk ever.
extenders did you go with?
Look at this thing. Oh.
Oh, you went with the black?
Yeah, I went with black.
They didn't have the black when I bought it. I had to go with like the base wood or whatever.
Oh, it was either going to be like, because our whole house is themed black and white. So.
The white looks terrible. It's really bad looking.
Oh, it's really bad. So I'm glad we didn't go with the white then.
Yeah. But what extenders did you go with, man? You got like the main table, but did you go with the...
I didn't go with any extenders. It's just kind of like my room
So
is
it's
a mess
just-
right now.
oh, okay.
But their other light is on the ground. But like, it's just the full desk is here. I don't know if you guys can really
Is
see
it
what I'm
curved?
doing.
Do you have like the curved one?
Yes, I do. I have the curved one.
Okay.
We like the curves.
There you go.
You got to have the curves in your life.
There you go. I think that
Curves
is
are
probably
good.
the best desk that like a streamer
This
or a
chair is
nerd can
squeaky,
buy.
though.
The Gallant's
Which one
good.
is it?
The IKEA Gallant. And it's only the best because you can have so many different extensions to it.
Oh yeah,
Like,
I think
you can
I don't
combine
know if
like
I
two
get
of them
yeah.
into one and create like a giant U, or you can buy like half of one and just have like a small desk, like, and you can add on to it. So if you want to buy it in
Yeah.
pieces.
Yeah,
I
even
just
just their
have the rounded edge on both sides, and then it kind of curves on this side,
Yeah.
like I was showing you, but you couldn't really tell because my camera work was shoddy.
Right. What were you saying, Marcus?
I was just saying, like even just their like rectangle ones.
They're great.
Those desks are solid. Yeah.
Yeah, they're good desks.
Yeah.
Solid desk. Checks in the mail. I hope, IKEA. Thank you. Thank you for that. Cool. Well, that's what we've all been up to. So, Steven, let's go ahead and begin. And I'm gonna keep choosing pictures to put behind Maggie's green screen. So,
All right. So, what happened last time? We had a tournament of sorts. It was a very basic melee tournament to let the knights blow off some steam because we're all hanging out at Castle Terrabil. And Sir Philip got very, very far. He got up to being able to fight, what's his name? Garrison Commander Sir Thabert of Marlborough. And at the very end, Sir Thabert managed to be victorious, but everybody noticed Sir Philip's exploits. And then you guys went on a boar hunt after a couple of other events. There was a storytelling event, there was a hawking event, and there was were those the only other two? No, there was a horse race.
there's the horse race.
Yeah, there was a dance, but
Yeah.
we didn't
And,
partake.
and
in
the
that.
oration, the narrator or the storyteller, whatever. Did you say that?
Yeah, Sir Emrys. And so then Sir Quinn got everybody lost over the course of the hunt. Ended up
That's what you think.
around 10 p.m. They stumbled into a clearing where there was an angry griffin facing them down, and so Sir Ronald was struck dead. But they managed to slay the griffin and bring back its head and return it to the castle Terrabil. So Earl Roderick was very impressed by your exploits, but also very saddened by Sir Ronald's death. We had a funeral pyre for Sir Ronald, and then Sir Emrys got all melancholic because he. What was the failure that caused that?
Oh,
JP?
didn't I try to like call up on my honor against the griffin? And I failed.
Yes, because it had slain one of your friends, and so then you failed and ran away to hide in the hills near the castle.
Yeah.
And Sir Quinn went out to wake you up out of your melancholy.
Yep.
Almost died.
He almost died. Yeah.
He did almost die. So, it's been a couple weeks, and it's time for the wedding. So, and by the wedding, I mean the wedding of Uther to, not Uther to Igraine, but that Uther is marrying off a couple of older daughters of two northern kings. So the daughters in question are named Morgause and Elaine. So Earl Roderick gathers all of his knights in the courtyard of Castle Terrabil, and he says that it's time for us all to ride to Castle Tintagel, where we will have a week of feasting and partying and merriment in celebration of the wedding at the end of the week. So hang on. So the three of you are all there, and you are also joined by Maggie. Who are you playing now?
I am playing Lunette. Yeah.
Excellent.
I still need to set up all the stuff for it because I didn't have the default things because I had only had the Pendragon sheet from Ronald. So Ronald.
Well, do you need me to link you to the...
Yeah, if you can
The
link me to
thing.
the default, then I can just kind of tweak them how I want it.
You know it.
We're not doing a Joan of Arc type of thing. She is a badass. She's like, I'm female, deal with it. You want to come at me, bro? I'll take you on. That's going to be her personality.
Is Joan of Arc not a badass?
No, she is. She is. It's just like a totally different thing, right? She's trying to hide, like that she's
Oh, yes.
trying to be secret.
Right.
So you're more of a Ripley figure. from like Aliens.
I
What?
like.
Not,
What?
How's that?
That's
what are you?
Whoa!
No,
whoa,
it's more of like the I'm
Neal,
female, I'm
that
here,
Neal,
I'm
was
gonna
put the
kick ass
fucking
anyway.
NyQuil down.
Right.
God damn.
That was fantastic comparison, Neil. Don't
No,
listen
because it's
to
the
me.
I'm female, I'm here, I'm just gonna
I'm
kick
tell-
ass, and then Ripley was
Exactly.
amazing.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
with you 100%.
Okay, I thought you were making fun of me.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you.
She's
Yeah.
a proud female
Yeah.
knight who don't need no man.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that
Yeah.
be Brienne more a little bit? Maybe.
Is Brienne proud
Is it
of being
Brienne
female?
or Brienne?
Brienne of Tarth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that fits better.
I don't know.
I dropped the link in chat, Maggie. By the way. Okay, so yes, in this version of King Arthur's history, female knights are referred to as Sir. So here we have Sir Lunette questing along with the gentleman. And this isn't super crazy. Like, it's not super common because the common thing is for, young men of a family to be invested with arms and then sent out into the world to make their own way. But especially common when there are no young men in a family is that, the eligible women who have taken to more athletic pursuits are invested in the exact same way. And once that change happens, house ruling, these women are regarded just basically as knights rather than as, not that they're not regarded as women, but that their role in society is no longer that of a lady, but rather that of a knight. And therefore, all of a sudden, they're allowed to own land and they're allowed to have inheritances and, also all the usual things that you come to expect of knights errant. So, Sir Lunette has recently attached herself to the three of you after the death of Sir Ronald for some unknown and hand-wavy reason. So, yeah. So we arrive at Castle Tintagel a couple of, maybe 1 or 2 days later due to the speed of the riding train, which is bearing all sorts of gifts, lavish cloths, and, a couple of impressive herd animals, some prize cows, and, a herd of sheep with especially luxurious wool. And the castle is just completely decked out for the wedding. There are pennants and banners hanging from every spire. There are large collections of flowers that are hooked up underneath every window, so the entire castle is bursting with greenery and floral colors. And everyone is there. Would anybody like to? Let's see. Yeah, would
Actually,
anybody like
Steven,
to try an intrigue roll once you've arrived at Castle Tintagel?
before we actually go in, so
Yeah.
I was injured in my honorable attempt to try to bring JP out of his state.
Yeah.
How am I dealing with any sort of healing that took place in the time that's elapsed?
How injured were you?
I had 12 hit points of 22.
That's quite low. I think you still heal at the exact same rate regardless of how low you are, unless you had taken a major wound. But I don't think you had.
I had
never
not.
Right,
You
you'd never taken your constitution value in damage. Let's see. Healing. I think you heal your healing value every week. So it's been 3 weeks. Let me just see here. Natural healing, 126. Natural healing occurs at noon every Sunday. At that point in time, the character regains a number of hit points equal to his healing rate. Even if a character is injured on Saturday, he normally heals on the following day. Sure. Yeah, so you've recovered 3 times your normal healing rate.
Okay.
Whatever
Okay.
that may be.
That's fantastic.
And that's the same
not-
for the rest of you.
Not full, but
Did you? Hold on, wait.
Right.
I don't recall the fight. Did you hit me?
I don't think you were
No.
injured during the fight with Emrys because
remember
I
I
think you dodged all of
Yes.
Emrys' stuff.
I would only dodge,
Yeah.
Okay.
which
But
is
you were injured as a result of fighting the Griffin. I think you did
Wait,
take a
was I?
swipe or two. No, DJ or Quinn was. No, Quinn, you weren't injured from fighting the griffin.
No,
He wasn't even
no,
there.
hell
yeah.
no, man.
You were running away. In fact, you should give yourself a fear of griffins.
What? What? How did this?
Yes, it worked.
Wait a second. I failed a roll. I failed a
Damn
roll.
straight you failed
This
it.
was my
I
line of
brought back
thinking.
his head.
Did Wheat hit me? Let's give him a fear of Griffin. We went from A to B just like I had
All
planned.
right.
Oh yeah,
I'll
yeah,
take
yeah.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll take it.
You have a directed trait, fears griffins,
Directed
of-
traits.
of +1.
Okay.
So you add +1 to any cowardly rolls where griffins are involved.
So you said +1, so I add a.
If you're ever doing anything and there's a griffin involved, you add 1 to your cowardly,
Okay.
which is of course also subtracting 1 from your valorous. So yeah, you've been really turning this over in your head these last couple of weeks, Sir Quinn, and man, that encounter with that griffin was not to your liking.
All right, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Oh, I was actually telling djWHEAT just before we started playing, I've been reading the story of Sir Lancelot and Guinevere. I've been reading through The Once and Future King by T.H. White. And like the older stories were like The Sword and the Stone, which is a lot like the Disney animated cartoon. Mm-hmm. And then the story of Gawain and Morgause and Agravain and like the Orkney clan children who are kind of pretty vile. And then this third story is the story of Lancelot and Guinevere. So Lancelot is so merciful that he can never kill somebody who's asking him for mercy. And so it's like a perfect example of a trait that dominates his personality that he becomes known for. He's known as merciful. And there are knights that will actually exploit this because he's such an incredible jouster and sword fighter that there are some knights who will just like throw down their weapons when he's charging them and be like, "Oh, mercy, please, mercy." And he's like, fine. So what happened to Sir Lancelot? What will happen to Sir Lancelot is that he falls in love with Guinevere, and he cannot act on his love. Like he thinks it's awful. He's pious enough that he thinks that, and chaste enough, pious and chaste enough that he thinks that if he has sex with Guinevere, then his ability to work miraculous like feats of combat will completely disappear. So he sends himself off on quests to like get himself away from Guinevere to distract himself. And at the very end of it, one of his quests is like he's rescuing this woman from a pool of boiling water where she's been boiling for the last like 7 years or something like that, all of her teenage years basically. And only the best knight in the world can rescue her, and her name is Elaine. So he's like, okay, fine, I'll do what I can, but I really don't think I'm the best knight in the world. So he wades into the pool, he brings her out, and everybody's like stunned because she's rescued, and she thinks he's just like the hottest thing since sliced bread. Anyway, Sir Lancelot is finally ready to go back to Camelot and back to court, and he's drinking with Elaine's father at night, and someone comes into the kitchen, and he's like, "Oh, Sir Lancelot, Guinevere's at the next castle over, and she's waiting for you, man." And he's like, "Oh shit." He throws on like all of his armor, he hops on his horse, he gallops all through the night, gets to the castle, goes to the bedroom, goes to Guinevere, does the deed, wakes up in the morning next to Elaine, not Guinevere. And he's like, "Oops." And this is like the worst thing in the world for him. And he goes back to Camelot and tries to like forget all about Elaine. Of course, then 9 months later, Elaine comes to Camelot with his newborn son named Galahad, which is his first name. And that causes him to just like he tries to work things out with Guinevere, but he basically ends up tearing his hair out. He fails a passion roll. He tears his hair out. He goes wild. He vanishes into the wilderness for like 3 years. Nobody sees him. They all think that he's been killed in a boar hunting accident. Except that people have seen this wild man who's like running around England, and he's such a powerful wild man that nobody can actually bring him in. So like it's just a perfect tale that supports everything in the rules of like how you have these traits that define who you are and how you act even against your better judgment sometimes.
That's
and how
awesome.
You have these passions that just make you go crazy. Anyway,
I like that.
that's enough of an interlude. Let's get back to what's happening in the game. So, oh my gosh. Maggie's asking questions in chat. How many extra stats do I get for the other skills again? Ooh, let's find out, Maggie.
Oh, is it a roll? Man.
I don't think it's a roll.
I don't even remember.
Oh, see, that's why I was like, oh, I guess I could just look up this
Are you talking about attributes or skills?
statistics and then the skills. I'm messing with the personality traits right now.
So your statistics all have to add up to 60. So if you just make each
Okay.
of them 12 and then add one and subtract one, that's an easy way to do it. And then skills, there's like a whole bunch of complicated stuff. Let me send you the rulebook and you can go through it on your own, starting on page 29. Let's see. Dropbox.
Actually, I think I have the rule book already, so I'll mess with that.
Okay. Well, in case you don't, here's the link again. It starts on page 29, talking about how many points you get to allocate to your skills. Awesome. Okay, so here we are at Castle Tintagel. I was asking, I think, if any of you wanted to do
Intrigue.
an
right?
intrigue roll to try and find out what's been going on at court.
Absolutely. My
Sir
intrigue
Philip.
is 15.
Ah,
So, boom.
Very nice.
What is going on at court?
Yeah, so King Uther is going to marry off the two older girls to
How much
northern.
do they have?
Wow, I wonder.
Oh, but if
doesn't-
they already have targets, right? Or husbands?
Yes.
All right, never mind. I don't care.
They are already betrothed. In fact, we're here for their wedding, Sir Philip. Yeah.
Lame.
You know, I figure they probably each have 1,000, at least. Yes. So he's marrying. The rumor around the court is that the two men in question are King Lot himself, and he's the most powerful king of the north, and his right-hand man, Nentrace of Garloth. Let's see. Can I find where Orkney is on this map? I don't think I can. No. It's a northern section of England back in these days. Yes. You also hear some news from Brastius and Ulfius. Brastius says that the queen is pregnant and due to give birth this summer. Let us all pray it is a boy, so the line of the Pendragon will continue. The queen is here in Tintagel to have birth, and the king has been staying here with her. She will be in attendance at the feasts and at the wedding itself. Oh, Orkney is apparently an island archipelago in northern Scotland. It's right off the very tip of the United Kingdom. So he's like, King Lot is like the very most northern part of the UK possible.
And how do we feel about these Scotsmen?
So King Lot and King Nentrace, like there's actually been a little bit of trouble with them in the past. But, you know, King Uther is feeling in a grand mood. He wants to put that behind him and, you know, establish the king's peace throughout the realm. Rumor has it, and you've heard this being parroted around a couple of times. He says, you know, perhaps it is time to slow down for a little while, to let the land and the people have peace. War is not everything, and it is a time for families. I have sent for great men to marry my stepdaughters. This will forward the cause of peace and love. Yeah. So, you know, not everybody's able to put that bad blood behind them, but everybody is on their best behavior here at Tintagel since, you know, it's the rule of hospitality. Any harsh act taken under the roof reflects poorly on the host. So, yes.
Okay.
djWHEAT, did you have anything you wanted to do, or were you just wondering about your healing?
Well, I just wanted to make sure that I had that all sorted before we kind of went into the thing. I suppose my question would be is, you know, at a wedding like this, other than a grand feast, is there any other motives for knights be attending these types of things?
It's just about being seen and seeing and meeting, you know, potential allies or rivals.
Okay.
and you know, making a good impression on the ladies at court.
Well, for exactly those things, I guess my prerogative at this wedding is to keep an eye out for Lady Jenna to see if she might perhaps be there, and also, of course, any inquiry about my sister.
Ah, let's see. Like, is there some sort of a skill you could use for finding out about your sister? Hmm.
My recognize, awareness, and fairy lore are kind of my.
In this case, I think that would almost be more like if you wanted to try and get information from the other nobles in attendance, that would almost be like
Mhm.
courtesy to see if you could interject yourself into social situations gracefully and, you know, things like that. Or maybe if you wanted to try interacting with the commoners around the castle, you could try folklore. But your fairy lore would kind of just, it tells you common information about
Wouldn't
fairies.
wouldn't an attempt to roll against my recognize at least potentially help me uh, find someone that I might want to talk to? I mean,
Hmm.
certainly I'm not just approaching every noble and my sister was carried into the forest by these fairies, you know. So,
Yes.
like before I looked for someone specifically from Berwick St. James.
Yeah, sure. Go for it. Why don't you go ahead and roll your
Okay.
recognize?
Okay. 6.
Oh,
Look at
that
that.
sounds quite good.
Yes, a 10 was my
Oh,
aim.
very nice. Okay, yeah. You managed to find a man from Berwick St. James whose name is Evelak. Now, he was back in your father's day. Evelak was he was an older squire who was a squire to one of your father's trusted knights, and he was also a skilled blacksmith. And he went away from Berwick St. James to try and ply his trade after his knight was slain in a clash against another knight in a feud over a border dispute regarding their various manors. Um, so yeah, you managed to find him and recognize him from across the room, and when you walk up to him, he greets you warmly. Says, "Ah, Sir Quinn, by my troth, it has been ages since I've seen you, my boy. Tell me, what have you been up to recently? I hear talk around the castle that you and your friends encountered a griffin. Tell me, was it a fierce beast?"
I'd actually prefer if maybe we could talk about something other than the Griffin, if you don't mind, Evelak. But thank you for
Ah,
asking.
I say, Sir Quinn, you're looking a little pale. Here, come, have this glass of wine. It will bring a little color back into your face. My lad, I didn't mean anything by it. I swear, really.
You please understand. We lost one of our close comrades during the
Oh,
encounter, so certainly you can.
my God, did it have a fierce beak? Oh, no, no, oh, please, pay
I
me
just
no
down.
heed.
I down the wine, and I say, Evelak. Although we could reminisce about old encounters that we wish not to remember, I'm wondering if you've potentially heard anything about my sister. You recall that she went missing around the same time in which the oh shit, I don't have my notes in front of me. In
It was
in
during the Saxon raid on your family's
Yes,
manor, yes?
yes,
That,
yes. That's right.
ah, good heavens. A terrible, terrible business, isn't it? Yes, and even last year, the Saxons raided even deeper into Salisbury. It sounds like the entire land of Sussex is completely given over to Saxon horrors. Say, and he puts his arm around you and steers you off into a corner where there is a conveniently waiting, like chilled pewter glass of wine waiting to pour a couple more mugs of wine. He pours out a couple. He hands you one. He says, "Say, I've heard that you've been traveling with a Saxon yourself. Is there any veracity to these rumors?"
I think that these rumors are grossly overstated. Who
Ah,
says
ah.
such things?
Oh, it's simply news about the court. Some young lad's brother was slain, and He died in honorable combat defending his name, and therefore, by the grace of God, it has been recognized that the lad's Saxon heritage is true and accepted fact. Now, about your sister, well, I believe I haven't heard much, though. Have you spent much time at Berwick St. James recently?
I have not.
Oh, yes. I suppose you've been off with Earl Roderick. It seems that your star is rising, Sir Quinn. Yes. I think I have heard some of the washwomen from the local town speaking about a young maiden's voice singing from the forests nearby at night sometimes. Perhaps only when the moon is new or when the moon is full, some strange business like that. I know not. Perhaps, lad, your sister ran off into the forest and is making her living as a hermit or as a hedge witch. That's all I know. I'm very sorry.
Evelak, thank you for your refreshments and thank you for your information. I hope that fortune finds you well, and I appreciate everything you've given me. Enjoy
Yes.
the wedding.
And thank you, Sir Quinn. I hope you have a great time.
Steven, do I see Quinn leave to talk to this guy, or can I hear any of the conversation, etc.?
What do you think, Quinn?
I mean, I probably couldn't hear the conversation unless I was there.
I
realistically.
mean, I don't know if it's loud at the wedding. It might be a little hard. I'm sure. Certainly, when he brought me back into the thing to sort of whisper about the, about the Saxon, and I would guess it.
You may have seen him heading off with this gentleman, but I don't know that you were able to hear any of the conversation.
Sure. Okay.
Did you want to try and search out any information yourself?
No, I'm good. I don't know what I would
All
search
right.
for.
Now, Sir Quinn, you do find that that Lady Jenna is in attendance at Castle Tintagel. And Earl Roderick's wife is there with her and him. Let's see, what's her name again? It's I have to open last session's notes. Oh, actually, one thing that we should do before we really get into this session is test against all of the checks that we got last time. I don't want to go, even though ostensibly that's like winter training. Yeah, Countess Ellen, the wife of Earl Roderick, is in attendance as well.
Do you want to do a test real quick?
Yeah, so Emrys, do you have any checks?
I know Modest is there. I'm trying to see if I had anything else. Do I have to test against my melancholy, or is that just gone?
Your melancholy was just a state. It wasn't actually a stat.
Okay, it wasn't a stat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let me just do Modest real quick. 13 or higher. Nope.
Okay, Sir Quinn?
What? Oh, no. Sorry.
Nothing?
No
Okay.
checks
Nothing.
at all?
Dude, I
Oh, that's right. You didn't really have that
session
great of a week.
last night.
Yeah.
Sir Philip?
I have sword and just. So rolling for just first.
Cool.
Ooh, no goods. And rolling for sword.
Wait, what is your just?
No, wait. You want to roll higher
You
then,
want to
right?
roll higher, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay. No, then just is a success and sword is a failure.
Okay, awesome. So you add one to your just.
And take one away from my arbitrary. And uncheck. And I think that's it for me. Yep.
Awesome. So that's everybody, because Sir Ronald is dead.
Yeah, I did have a question
Fucking asshole,
for the
Steven.
passions. The hate of Saxons was you had it at 11 by default, or what was it again?
3d6.
3d6.
Yeah.
It got
Sir,
really
Sir
quiet.
Lunette,
right
are
there.
you...
I thought
So
Skype
you got
was dead. or
a
the
hatred of
PC stuff.
Saxons of 10. Sir Lunette, are you related to Sir Ronald?
Are you?
Sure, I'll be his cousin.
Sir Ronald, it's your cousin. Why don't you take me 9 pins? So I suppose that you are also from Idniston then. and perhaps the manor has passed on to you in after Sir Ronald's death.
All right.
Sure.
Sure.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So, Sir Quinn, did you want to spend any special attention on the Lady Jenna?
Yes. Yes, I would.
Okay. Let's see. How old is she now? Surely she's medieval legal. Lady Jenna. Yeah, I think she's probably 16 by now.
16.
Yes, which is within marriageable age for knights of the Arthurian era. And there are a number of men seeking to curry favor with Earl Roderick and seeking the hand of Lady Jenna.
Yes, I'd like to approach Lady Jenna.
All right. Are you trying to use your courtesy or your flirting, maybe?
I think I'd like to use my singing, Steven.
Oh, okay.
In fact, as I put my eyes on Lady Jenna, and it doesn't there doesn't even have to be music around, but Sir Quinn begins to sing, well, she was not quite 17, and you know what I mean, and the way she looked was way beyond compare. Oh, how could I lance for another when I saw her standing there? And I want to roll, and it's a 12, and I'm going to get it. D20, no!
Sir Quinn, that was awesome. Do you want to use your loyalty for your lord in order to, boost this passion?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Roll against your loyalty to your lord.
8. My loyalty is 15.
So you get a +10 to your singing for the purposes of that roll. So you were successful with your singing. So, it's midday one day, and there's festivities all around. There are a couple of jongleurs who are plying their trade in the corners of the courtyard, as a number of maidens stroll around the green and blooming place. And you find Lady Jenna, and of course you launch into song. And I figure you must have a couple of, young men backing you up in order to help press your case. But Lady Jenna and all of the maidens who are with her are just immediately stricken by the beauty of your singing. And Lady Jenna turns to her compatriots and she says, would you excuse me, please? I'd like to speak with this gentleman for a moment. And she comes over to you and she puts her hand in your arm and she says, well, Sir Knight, should we go on a stroll around the castle walls?
Lady Jenna, I would love nothing more than to take a stroll with you.
Okay. And so, you go strolling along the ramparts of Castle Tintagel. As you ascend up the stairs to the castle walls, you see Earl Roderick out of the corner of your eye, watching you with his hand on his beard, sort of stroking thoughtfully.
I do take note of that.
Yeah. Lady Jenna turns to you and she says, it is lovely weather we're having today, isn't it, sir? I don't believe I know your name.
Sir Quinn Leventhorpe, at your service, my lady.
She says, Sir Quinn, it is delightful to make your acquaintance. Tell me, are you in my father's employ?
It just so happens that I am in your father's employ. I run with a battalion of knights who, as of late, has been traveling around at your father's command.
She says, you must tell me of some of your exploits. I do so love hearing a tale of adventure.
Well, let me tell you about a special one. Unfortunately, it involves a fallen comrade, but we happened across a fairy maiden in the forest. And to successfully cleanse this fairy maiden, we had to fight and find a white hide. And we did so, although it was very difficult. Thanks to my outstanding hunting skills and my very brave knights, we were able to fell the beast and return what was needed. Unfortunately, this night fell and true love was never made, but it was an amazing adventure.
And she puts her face to her hand to her chin, and she ponders, looking up into the sky as a flock of doves fly overhead against the cool blue morning air. She says, "Ah, you are you are referring to the tale of the white hind and the fairy maiden. I have heard this story, but I did not know it was you who was the hunter who brought down the hind. I am most impressed, sir."
Well, perhaps the next time you tell that story, you will include this detail that Sir Quinn Leventhorpe and his amazing band of knights slayed this beast to help out the fairy maiden.
I will be sure to relay this information to my maidens when I am tatting this evening. Um, she draws away from you for a moment and looks out over the castle grounds, and she says, "Ah, but Sir Quinn, was the fairy maiden very beautiful?"
Oh, for I'm sure all fairy maidens are beautiful, but none as beautiful as you, Lady Jenna.
I think it's time for a flirting roll.
Oh, God, no. Okay,
Time to
well,
see
let
if
me...
wheat farts.
Let me...
You know what? I think it's fair to say.
Do I still have my loyalty?
I think it's fair to say that you have developed a love for Lady Jenna.
Okay, me too.
Would
Definitely.
you roll 3d6?
Okay. 11.
All right. Would you like to invoke your love of Lady Jenna in order to aid your flirting?
Yes.
Okay.
Gosh.
Good luck.
Oh,
Yes! Yes, I love you, Lady Jenna. Come to me.
Awesome. Okay, so that gives you a +10 to your flirting skill. So,
Yeah, I still got to get past
Yep.
this one, right? So
Yep.
my flirting is at a 3.
yeah.
Yes!
Oh my God, so good. Oh, Lady Jenna just she turns away from you blushing incredibly prettily, and she takes out a small silken handkerchief that's a bright pink color, and she presses it against her cheek, and then she turns back to you and rushes into your arms and places a kiss on your cheek, and she hands you the handkerchief as she pulls away, and she says, "Sir Quinn, all this talk of weddings has me in the funniest mood, but I would be delighted if you would carry this token of my esteem with you. Perhaps I can speak to my father on your behalf." And then she runs off along the walls in the opposite direction.
Well, of course, I have the handkerchief and I put it away very safely. And I yell to Lady Jenna, "Lady Jenna, it'll be my honor. I cannot wait until we can meet again."
Awesome. So, Sir Emrys, as you're sort of partaking in the refreshments of the afternoon and, associating with the crowd, Earl Roderick comes and approaches you.
Okay. Is this the setting for this? Is this what am I trying to say? Is this all formal and proper, or is this kind of like a casual meet and greet?
It's so your relationship with Earl Roderick is one of familiarity. So even in proper settings, you're still he's still someone It's kind of like talking to your boss.
Okay.
You don't want to insult him or anything like that, but he's your friend too.
Sure.
So it's still cool to hang out with him, and he's obviously an older guy who's been around a while and has the power as as Earl of Salisbury to raise or strike down any knight basically at his whim.
Gotcha. Okay, so he approaches and I just kind of nod my head towards him and say my liege, and wait to see what he says.
Where would you be, in the mid-afternoon and the days leading up to the wedding? Are you checking out some of the entertainment? Are you sampling some of the delicacies from the kitchen, or hanging out with the local
I'm looking
knights?
for a place to swim.
Oh,
or
well,
near the water.
Tintagel is on the water, so you can be, down at the rocks, bathing in the surf. The incredibly frigid, chilly early spring waters of the sea.
Well, I have a
Polar
wetsuit,
Bear
obviously.
Club.
I invented one and stuff like that.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm near the water basically on the
Cool.
docks. Whether I'm just like skipping stones or sitting there and pensively thinking or all of the above.
Okay, and Earl Roderick comes down and takes a rock next to you, and he says, Sir Emrys, how goes it this week?"
He goes, it goes well. Just waiting for the next course of action and waiting for of course, the wedding and the reason we're here, etc. How about
He
yourself?
says, Yes. Oh, well, a man of my responsibilities it's hard pressed to find a moment to get away from it all. And, the seagulls cry in the air and the surf rages against the shore. And he looks out pensively across the water and he says, "Tell me, Sir Emrys, has all of this talk of weddings turned your mind to thoughts of love?"
I grab a stone and just like skip it across the water
Yeah.
before answering it. I'm just like, I'm waiting for the right one, sir. I'm sure you understand what that's like. I've of course met many women thus far, but none have impressed me too much.
He looks at you askance and he says, "No, none. Surely Lady Adwin carries some interest for you."
You know, Lady Adwin was there when my good friend was struck down, and I kind of want to forget that situation as best as possible and stay away from it. I did strike up a great conversation with my newfound friend Falconing weeks ago, but I tend to have forgotten her name. I don't know what it is.
A woman who was riding with you falconing?
Yes, she was actually in the competition herself.
Yeah.
There are a few women who would do such a thing. Your description reminds me of Lady Elaine. Tall, slight, long raven hair.
I believe that's the one. Yes.
Yes,
I've not
yes.
seen her since, but I would not mind if I saw her again.
I think that she is in attendance. I'll have to see if I can ensure that you two encounter each other. Perhaps at a dance?
You would do that for me?
Sir Emrys. Why, yes, I think that you are a very promising young knight, and I look forward to seeing the rest of your career as our bodies age and we head into retirement in this realm of peace that Uther is ushering in.
I
Now,
nod to him and skip another rock.
tell me, Sir Emrys, what is your impression of Sir Quinn?
You know, I kind of just sit there and I like go to throw a rock and then stop and my arm slumps and I'm just like, one of his horses killed my sister.
He goes quiet for a
I
moment.
shan't
getting
soon
old.
forget that.
He says, a tragedy, a true tragedy. But such familial tragedies do have a tendency to spring upon all of us. I lost a sister once myself,
I've heard things just being near him that he's searching for his sister as of late, and I don't know too
refer
much
to
of.
Sir Quinn.
Yes. Have you heard?
Well,
Similar?
I heard that his entire family was lost in a Saxon attack on Berwick St. James. Truly a great tragedy. Truly despicable. He believes his sister has survived.
He does. Interesting. I should probably ask him about that in the future.
Oh, indeed,
Not that
most
I hold any
curious.
grudges or anything, and then I skip another rock.
And what of his character? Have you seen any great feats from Sir Quinn? How was he during your battle with the Griffin? Was he?
He mentions the griffin, and my face goes pale, and I just kind of like stop talking.
Oh, Sir Emrys. Yes. Apologies. I know it's a sensitive topic for you and all. What? Well. Well, very good. I shall best be getting back to my duties. I have a knights to greet and ladies to kiss hands.
I
Sort of
I just nod to him.
stomps off in the other direction.
Yeah.
Sir Philip, what are you doing in the lead up to the wedding?
I am using my. What do I have here? I would be going around court, meeting people, like trying to figure out how the political situation works this far north. Like who? I mean, clearly we're going to this wedding, so the guy who's getting married is kind of the big guy, but who are the perhaps behind the scenes people that are important and string pullers?
Yeah.
So I'm trying
So
to figure out what's going on behind the curtain.
okay. Give me another intrigue roll, and I can tell you some interesting things about the people here.
Intrigue 15. Success.
Ah, very nice. Yeah, so Uther, of course, has two of his most trusted advisors here. One of them, Brastius, is known as the man who has the most information about inner workings of the king's court, and he also happens to be the king's personal bodyguard. So he's never far from Uther. And Ulfius has information about diplomatic information regarding what's happening outside of Logris, which is the region of central Britain that King Uther calls his kingdom. Now, King Lot and King Nentrace are both from the very far, far north, and we're down in Cornwall, which is like the southwestern peninsula of Britain.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the exact realm that King Uther just conquered. He conquered the king, or the Duke of Cornwall, Duke Gorlois, or Gorlois, and as a result of that, he ended up marrying he married now Queen Igraine, who is pregnant. Other notable movers and shakers in attendance at Tintagel include the garrison commander, Sir Thabert of Marlborough, Sir Varius from Clarence, who calls himself as being from the land of Dubunny, which is it's a region in central England, one of the sort of older tribes were the Dobunny, and he has a long and historied family, Sir Varius. And then there's Sir Alain of Carleon, from Estragales, or Estragales, I guess. I've had a couple of people call me out on YouTube for not pronouncing all of these names quite correctly.
Yeah, Steven, what the
May
fuck are you doing, man?
surprise you to find out I am not from England.
You're totally
so
ruining the experience here.
It's
I'm
it's
so
really an immersion
enveloped in it.
breaker. I'm so sorry, you guys. Yes. So Sir Alain is a vassal of King Nanteliod, who is he is in attendance as well. It sounds like he and King Uther are trying to figure out a way to make a peace work between their two kingdoms.
But you said Brastius?
Brastius, yes, he's King
Brastius
Uther's
is
bodyguard.
King Uther's bodyguard. He's around?
Yeah, absolutely.
Then I want to hang out with him.
Okay.
And just more or less kind of familiarize myself with him, try and befriend him, shoot the shit. No specific conversation, but I want to endear myself to him.
Awesome. Why don't you give me a courtesy roll?
Okay, courtesy roll. Here we come. Got a 15 in courtesy. 11s.
Very nice. Yeah, you end up drinking with Sir Brastius at a large oaken table where there's like a number of King Uther's most respected military leaders. And you've been sort of hanging around Sir Brastius all day, and he's sort of, he hasn't paid too much attention to you. He's a busy man. He's a popular guy. A couple of the guys made some cracks about your Saxon heritage. He wasn't laughing quite as loudly as some of them, but it kind of
wasn't laughing quite as loudly. Thanks.
Yeah.
That's not very good.
Yeah, but you end up drinking with him, and he begins to notice that you're keeping up quite well with the drink, and you make a comment offhand. What would you say that you comment about in order to present yourself in a positive light?
Probably that I would make some reference to stray dogs barking at shadows in reference to them talking about my Saxon heritage, which is clearly bullshit. I'm like, oh yeah, stray dogs barking at shadows they see.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're not useful.
And I think that at about that very moment, Sir Thabert of Marlborough walks into the room and he sits down across from you and he says, "Ah, Sir Philip. Well, by my troth, I say that I haven't had a sword fight that engaging in years." And Sir Brastius sort of looks to you and he says, "Oh, Sir Philip, would you care to tell me about your sword fight with Sir Thabert of Marlborough?"
It lasted a very long time. Like other
Yes.
things I've been told Lord Marlborough does. And it was quite enjoyable.
Sir
I've not had a
Thabert,
fight like that ever.
Sir Thabert pounds the table and a page brings over a mug of ale, and he raises a glass to you, Sir Philip, and he says, "Aye, we fought for nearly an hour and a half. It was a great long battle it was. Sir Philip here, I saw a spark of inspiration in his eye. I knew something had happened earlier that day to put him in the fighting spirit. But, well, you don't get to be garrison commander without a little bit of practice yourself, and I was able to take the upper hand and nick him on the knee. Yeah, you should take care that your guard covers your entire body and not just your upper half, young lad."
Well, of course. We can't all keep up with you for an hour and a half of fighting.
And Sir Thabert pounds the table again, and he says, "Yes, very good. What?" And he drains his entire mug of ale, throws it in the corner, and then he walks back out. And Sir Brastius turns to you and says, "Ah, Sir Philip, yes, you're from, where was it again? Dinton?
Dinton? I want to say Dinton.
Yes. Yes, you're one of Earl Roderick's men, aren't you?"
I am, my liege. My sir? Liege? I don't know.
You're not that one who fought the Duke, are you?
No, that would be my friend, Sir Emery's.
Ah, Sir Emrys. And you're his friend, you say?
Yes, we've known each other some time.
It speaks well of you to have friends of his caliber. Is there anything I can help you with, Sir Philip?
No. For now, I could just use some company. And is there anything I can do for you?
Sir Brastius sort of laughs and he says, "Well, lad, it's perhaps your first royal event, is it? Yes, well, I understand entirely well. It's so many people bustling about here and there, hither and thither, as they say, and bearing trays of sweets." And he reaches out and grabs a big pastry off of a tray as it walks by and stuffs it in his face. He says, "Well, it is a little bit disorienting at times to be in such high company, but, young lad, put a mind to your social status and making a good impression on your betters, as you have done here today, and you'll go far."
I nod, grab some food off a tray, grab another drink, and continue idly chatting with him about whatever.
Yeah, cool. So, the day of the wedding comes, and there are 3 of Igraine's daughters here in attendance. The oldest is in her late teens. Her name is Margaz. The middle child is named Elaine, and she will be marrying King Nentrace, or not king, but Nentrace of Garloth. And then the youngest is a dark and brooding child who's been watching everything and seemingly speaking nothing in the presence of anyone. She's too young to marry, but people are beginning to eye her as a candidate for those who want to get close to the king, by virtue of befriending one of his wife's daughters, of course. And her name is Morgan. And the day of the wedding is a day of incredible festivity. There are musicians in every corner blaring on horns and playing of pipes and, plucking of strings. There are jongleurs who are, throwing fire into the air and tumbling in cartwheels. There is a great feast towards the middle of the day, featuring as a first course miniature pastries filled with cod liver, a cameline meat bruet, which are pieces of meat in a thin cinnamon sauce, beef marrow fritters, eels in a thick spicy puree, loach in a cold green sauce flavored with spices and sage, large cuts of roast beef and boiled pork, and a saltwater fish. As a second course, they haul out a massive albino boar that was caught over the course of the week in a hunt featuring King Uther, who they say was nearly gored by the boar before one of his men leapt in the way and took the wound for him. There's a freshwater fish, a broth with bacon, a meat tile, which is like pieces of veal simmered and sautéed, served in a spice sauce of pounded crayfish tails, almonds, and toasted bread, and garnished with whole crayfish tails, capon pastries and crisps, bream and eel pasties, and blancmange, which is like a white custard made out of like sugar. And the third course, it includes frumenty, venison, lampreys, and hot sauce, fritters, roast bream and dariole, sturgeon, and as a light aperitif after dinner, a course of jellies. It's exotic and lavish, and Sir Emrys, Lady Elaine, the Lady Elaine that you went riding with, not, of course, the daughter of Igraine, comes and sits next to you.
Wait, it's not
for
the
the course of
Steve, I don't pay any attention to.
Indeed, there are two different Elaines here.
Okay, she comes and sits down next to me.
Yes, over the course of the feast.
I'm not wearing armor right at the dinner. There's no reason for that.
Would
Actually,
be
not wearing
unlikely.
anything.
Yeah,
I'm just sitting there nude and be like, sup.
yeah,
Okay, so she sits down next to me.
yes,
Oh God, I can't remember her fucking name of the.
Elaine.
No, the hawk's name.
Oh God, I don't even remember the hawk's name. Lol. Let's see if
I'm
I can
hungry
find out.
though. I could
Hawk.
use some food now after all of that.
What the hell did I write here?
I just turned to her and be like, so have you taken Doodiddle out lately?
I
That's
think
his
I
name?
wrote down Clowna.
Clowna?
That sounds unlikely. Or maybe Chana.
Chana was
CH.
in Apocalypse World.
Yeah, but I think it was named Chana. I think Chauna. Yes.
Okay, I say,
and-
have you
and,
taken Doodiddle out still?
She smiles at your joke. And she says, no, Chana and I haven't been out yet, but perhaps you would care to accompany me hawking tomorrow morning.
I at this when she approached me, I looked dead center and looked forward. But when she says that, I turned to her and with a smile to say, like, that would be at most excellent.
People are saying
Clont.
it's clont.
It's Clont.
Yeah.
That's right.
Clont.
Need to write all this
That
shit
seems like something that my handwriting could have morphed into Chana. Clont. Good. Clont. Yes. Sorry, what did you say, Sir Emrys?
I say that would be most excellent. I would love to
Um,
accompany you tomorrow morning.
Wonderful. And she settles down next to you to devour, and she makes light conversation with you over the course of the evening. Do you want to try and do a flirting roll?
What are the other two options? There's flirting, and then there's like.
There's courtesy just for like ingratiating yourself socially.
Yeah,
Um,
I'll do a flirting roll. What? I think. Let's see what my flirting is. Oh God, I don't even know if I want to attempt this. I guess
It's
we'll
not
go
gonna
for
like
it.
kill you if you miss it or anything.
Well, if I die, Steven, this is your fault.
Yeah.
Oh, I crit it!
Nice.
Awesome. So can you give us a sample of the sorts
Wow.
of things you say to make such an impression?
I'm
on
trying
Lady
to think
Elaine.
back on the course of the meal. Or the different courses. I don't know.
Venison.
I just use some
I
stupid.
thought of something terrible.
Let's use the terrible one. What does Maggie go with?
No, you don't want to do that.
No, let's go. I crit it. It doesn't matter what I fucking say.
No,
I could
it's just
fart
putting,
and like
like, food
waft
in
it
her
in their
mouth,
direction. And
And you feel like I like it, you put that in your mouth.
Ooh. Hang on, let me see. What did I put down here for Lady Elaine's preferences? Oh, she does value lustful.
She does value
Nice.
lustful?
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe you make some incredibly forward comment and she just like laughs and toasts you or something like that.
I do that, and then with one of the meals, I make a heart on the plate and give her a coyful smile.
Yes. And she turns to you and she like takes a piece of crusty bread and she like wipes up the heart and eats the bread. And she's like, Sir Emrys,
I try to decipher what that means, but I'm
it's
just
not
like,
becoming of you to draw ladies' bottoms on your plates.
I just laugh at her joke and continue eating and continue
Yeah.
speaking.
Wonderful. Sir Lancet, are you on the scene with us yet?
Lunette.
Me? Yeah, you
Lunette,
told me I
not
was.
Lancet. Yeah.
Lancet.
What are you up to?
I guess I would be dining, eating all this delicious food because can't let that go to waste.
Sir Lancet,
I
what are your traits
Lunette.
that are sorry, Lancet
What's
is
with
totally
Lancet?
it's totally another acceptable name. Lunette, what traits are you most known for?
All right. I guess for skills or like personality traits or what?
Personality traits.
Okay.
What are
Personality
hot?
traits, I guess she would be vengeful. She's
Ooh.
pretty chaste. Not prudent. Temperate, and I also put valorous and suspicious
And suspicious.
as well. Yeah. So those are the most common personality traits she has.
Very cool.
And skill-wise, she has a high awareness, intrigue, and recognize, as well as stewardship.
Cool.
And she has a massive hate for Saxons.
Awesome. How would you say that that's affected your relationship with Sir Philip? Sir
Who's
Lynette?
not a Saxon in the slightest.
My relationship with Sir Philip. I've only heard things, and as someone who is not that trustful, I guess I'm weary. I'm watching him, keeping my eye on him. But so far, and thus far, I have not seen him do anything that is out of the ordinary.
All right, fair enough. Let's take a break for 3 minutes, and when we come back, we'll see the lovely couples get wedded, and maybe do a little dancing.
Steven, I'm not marrying you this soon, man. What are you talking about?
Jesus, dude, did you not see me crit my flirting? Oh
I
my
think
god.
I'm marrying this creature that you have.
I already
going on.
married Ryan once this week, Steven. Okay, I can't have
JP,
too
don't tell me I need to have a PAX East adventure.
many. I don't even know what that means. We'll be back in 5 minutes.